Hello everyone, how are you all? So today we are in the next video of the story of village Palampur, that is the first chapter of economics from class 9th. So it is the second part of this chapter. Here in this video we are going to study about the organization of production. So let's start with the new topic of the same chapter in the second part of this video. Now you have to understand, for production some important aspects are very needful and they are prerequisite. Without those we cannot produce anything, goods or services. So first of all, let's discuss the goods and services which we want for production. So there are four main major requirements of the production that is given in your text also. That number one is land. Number one is land. The first requirement is land. And other natural resources such as water, forests and minerals and other resources. Means those are taken from land. Okay. So land is the first requirement. Whatever you want to agriculture, whatever you want to start a factory or manufacturing unit, or whatever you want to do any kind of tertiary economic activity, like you want to start a school or hospital or clinic, or you want to start your transportation or banking or whatsoever, etc. You have to first of all have a piece of land over which you can start that activity. Okay. So number two is labor. Means you have to have some manpower. Those will be working at different levels as skilled laborers or unskilled laborers. So all those work which is done by the people to complete that activity is called labor. Whatever he is a doctor, she is a nurse, or she is a teacher, or a milkman, or a farmer, or a driver, whatsoever. Means you have to have some people who can work out, who can do labor work there. So some production activities require highly educated workers like doctors, engineers, teachers, and some works are there which do not require so high qualified laborers. Only semi-skilled or unskilled laborers are enough, like construction work or kind of the work which is done on construction sites. And number three activity or the thing which we require, that is physical capital. Capital means money, but here we are going to study about the things which are used in the completion of that economic activity. Number physical activity, number three goods or the things which we require, that is physical capital. The third requirement means the variety of goods or inputs like machines, like any kind of tools or implements which are going to be used as the physical capital. Physical means which we can touch, which we can use, which we can see, which we can use in doing all the activities, all the works of that particular activity, like tractors, tube, harvesters, and many other implements, tools in farming, like many machines in manufacturing units, furnaces, or if you want to do tertiary economic activity like transportation, so that particular vehicle is the physical capital. That is truck, jeep, car, train, aeroplane. That is physical capital which exists in reality, in physical sense. So at every stage during the production we require these kinds of physical capitals. So here in detail all such physical capitals are discussed here. You can study about. So these are also called fixed capitals, which we purchase or which we use one time, and for many times it is used regularly, continuously. Those capitals are fixed capitals. But out of the physical capitals, some capital is non-fixed, means every time we have to use. Like in agriculture, tractor is purchased by the farmer one time, and for many years that tractor is used by that farmer for doing agriculture. But as and when he cultivates the fields, he has to purchase seeds and fertilizers, insecticides, pesticides, medicines, and many other things every time. So that is not fixed. Every time the farmer has to purchase those capital. So these types of capitals are called working capital. So here you can see. So these are called working capital. So all such raw materials in factories, money is also working capital. All raw materials, all money, and all the things which we require for completion of that economic activity is called working capital. So here in your text also you can see that working capital is required every time we do the activity. So there is a fourth requirement also for the production in any activity. You can see that is human capital. Please do not forget the importance of human beings, because in the previous part also I explained that resources are of major three types: natural resources, man-made resources, and human resources. So the fourth type of capital is one of the most important resources for any kind of production. Human capital means the people who have the knowledge about that. In detail we will study in the next chapter also, people as a resource. So in this picture you are watching that some people are doing some work. So here you can see some fixed capital like machines, some working capital like raw materials, the rolls of the this is a factory with several laborers and machines. So here you are watching some raw material they are using with those, and they themselves are also capital because they know how to do that work, because without those people this work cannot be completed. So land over which the factory is established, labor, those people are there, skilled and unskilled, physical capital, fixed and non-fixed means working capital, and human capital themselves. So here in such a way you have come to the point that how one production activity has many factors to affect it. Every production is organized by combining of all such factors: land, labor, physical capital, and human capital. Every kind of production is organized with the help of these kinds of factors or these kinds of aspects. Without those things we cannot organize any activity. If you miss any one of them, you cannot complete that economic activity, or you cannot organize that economic activity properly. So now take the example of Palampur again, farming in Palampur. So land is fixed, we are going to study about in this part. And the second thing is there a way one can grow more from the same land? And the third thing, will the land sustain? Through these headings we will know in the Palampur village the farm activity is organized, and how the farm activity is organized in Palampur village, we are going to see different aspects of this organization. And the next topic will be how is land distributed between the farmers of Palampur. So in detail we are going to see the particular aspects of Palampur village and related activities. Now the next topic will be who will provide the labor, and some particular stories also are given here, you will see that. And the next topic will be the capital needed in farming. With the imagination or in a kind of a hypothetical story, you are going to be taught the important aspects of organization of production. So in this way, the next topic will be sale of surplus farm products. So here we are going to discuss all such activities in the next video.